Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage, Tracy Spicer.
Another special treat now, currently appearing in Andrew Lloyd Webber's Love Never Dies, a wonderful lady with a wonderful voice. Please welcome the incomparable Maria Mercedes.
I don't know why I'm frightened. I know my way around here. The cardboard trees, the painted seas, the sound here. Yes, a world to rediscover. But I'm not in any hurry, and I need a moment. The whispered conversations in overcrowded hallways, the atmosphere as thrilling here as always. Feel the early morning madness, feel the magic in the making. Why, everything's as if we never said goodbye. I've spent so many mornings just trying to resist you. I'm trembling now, you can't know how I've missed you. Missed the fairy tale adventures in this ever-spinning playground. We were young together. I'm coming out of makeup, the light's already burning. Not long until the cameras will start turning, and the early morning madness and the magic in the making. Yes, everything's as if we never said goodbye. I don't want to be alone, that's all in the past. This world's waited long enough. I've come home at last, and this time will be bigger and brighter than we knew it. So watch me fly, we all know I can do it. Could I stop my hand from shaking? Has there ever been a moment with so much to live for? The whispered conversations in overcrowded hallways, so much to say, not just today, but always. We'll have early morning madness, we'll have magic in the making. Yes, everything's as if we never said goodbye. Yes, everything's as if we never said goodbye. We taught the world new ways to dream.
and gentlemen, the incomparable Maria Mercedes. What a voice. In the final category for this evening, the Medium to Large Business Award. Just to remind you, these are businesses with an annual turnover exceeding $5 million. And again, our judges have been very hard-pressed to reach tonight's list of 4 finalists, chosen from another huge group of nominations. I'm now going to ask these finalists to come up and collect their certificates as they're announced. Again, we're going in alphabetical order. And we begin with the New South Wales-based coaching clinic, NSDC.
My name is Andy Mack, and my company is called North Shore Coaching College. We specialize in small group tuition for students. Basically, students come to us after school and want to improve on key subjects. I was born in Hong Kong. In the early 80s, it was the big issue of Hong Kong reverting back to China, and there was a lot of fear and so uncertainty. I don't like uncertainty, so I chose Australia as the place to come. Things really were different, educationally for my kids, culturally, and also at work as well. We spoke reasonably well English, but not my kids because they were very young. They had a hard time initially. It was the deep recession in the early 90s, right, that really prompted us to start our own business because even working in a big company, they start laying off staff. That was a big shock to us. So we said, we're not that really safe, right? So that is why we ventured into business of our own. We set up very small initially. Financially, we basically use our own savings, right, to set it up. And then obviously in the first year, it was very difficult. We lost money, but my wife and I sort of said, oh, well, we'd like to give it another 6 months. And luckily, things did start to turn around. And then we keep on growing. So in 1997, we expand to Melbourne, and then to Brisbane, and then to Perth, and recently to New Zealand as well. Our philosophy is to stimulate the interests of the students and realize their full potential. We believe that the students, they can improve by anywhere between 10 to 15% in the space of a few months. We try to encourage students to do well, so we award students who either have done really well academically or students who have put in a lot of effort to improve themselves. We award them with those trophies. I plan to keep on sort of improving what we have and then expand overseas as well. Online is another area we are looking at seriously. The people that I have chosen contribute a lot to the rapid success. Right? Once we find a good staff, we try to hang on to them. Australian people are very friendly, and they are quite open to new ideas as well, and that really helps our success.
Yes, from Hong Kong there, Andy Mack imported the notion of exam-oriented small group tuition, an idea that was culturally adventurous in his new country of choice. They must have achieved some pretty outstanding exam results because after a slow start, they're now an Australia-wide organisation looking at expansion into Canada and then back into China. Winner of the 2001 Outstanding Australian Chinese Award, please welcome Mr. Andy Mack. All right, moving on next, from Victoria via Rajasthan, India, we have Texas Peak.
My name's Sanjay Jain and the company's name is Texas Peak. Texas Peak is a marketer and distributor of sporting goods brands from around the world. We represent various brands from North America as well as Europe, largely in the sporting goods field. Well, we also run a small business that sells to schools all their sporting requirements. My father had a choice to try and come to this part of the world or go to the UK, and my mother, who'd heard about the terrible weather in the UK, said that it would be better to come to this side of town. Believe it or not, in 1975 there was a taxi in Hobart that had a small 4-inch black and white television. We'd never seen TV. And on that 4-inch black and white TV was a talking kangaroo called Skippy. And we just looked at, my brother and I just looked at our mum and dad and said, what an amazing country that it's got a TV and a kangaroo that talks. Fantastic. Even though we went to English medium schools in both Fiji and in India, we really didn't know much English at all. And I quite clearly remember not understanding what the science teacher and what the English teacher told us for the whole year. Even if I could read the words, I couldn't understand the accent. And so it was very difficult. We started with a very small organisation of about 6 people. We had very little capital. I had to borrow money from friends and family. Bruce, my partner, actually sold his house to become partner in the business. And in fact, the first 2 years we found that the previous distributor who had gone broke had left quite a few retailers with credits that needed to be fulfilled if we wanted to continue to do business with these people. So I think the first 2 years we actually gave up all our profits in trying to maintain some sort of a relationship.
So how are we going with this?
We have what we call is a Texas Peak way of doing business, that we try and be relaxed in the way we do it, but we do it in a professional manner. We also have a great product. I mean, I think it's easy to sell something that performs, and all of our brands are performance-based. They tend to be things that do the job that they're supposed to be doing rather than being a fashion statement. We've been with Brooks for nearly 20 years, Helly Hansen for 15 years. We must be doing a reasonable job for them to keep doing business with us. For 20 years in a row, the business has continued to grow. In terms of turnover, in terms of the number of people that we have. My proudest moment is that not only do we employ 200 people, we have people from various different nationalities, various backgrounds. That gives me a lot of satisfaction that we can provide an income for so many people. If you wanted to be in the sporting goods business, you couldn't pick a better country. We're sports mad. And of course, the affluence that exists within this country is obvious benefit to a market of brands. I wake up every day and say, what a great country. Every time I go away, I can't wait to come back to Australia.
Texas Peak kicked off from a garage at home as a family business. Now they have a workforce of 180 and operate in Australia, New Zealand and South Africa. This is a multi-award-winning company that's been supported from the outset by our friends at the National Australia Bank, and which actively fosters an understanding of diversity and Australian multiculturalism. From Rajasthan, India, this is Sanjay Jain, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have Jun Pacific Corporation.
My name is Funayama, and given name Seijiro, but very hard to pronounce, so I tell Austrian people or friends, just call me John. We have a retail shop called Tokyo Mart, but wholesale is Jun Pacific. We're wholesaling all type of Oriental foods to restaurant, Oriental supermarket, even Western supermarket. Also, we are supplying quotas, and we are importing from Japan, China, Singapore, Hong Kong, Malaysia, and even United States. Japanese company sent me to Australia first, but unfortunately that company is absorbed by other company. So I became independent. I had nearly no money at that time. My daughter was playing with a bicycle and fell and broken teeth. And my wife took my daughter to dentist. It cost $400. I couldn't afford it. In my mind, I resolved myself, when I get rich, I'll buy diamond teeth for her. Fortunately, it was unnecessary because my daughter married dentist. And that time, no Japanese food is available in Sydney or even in Australia. So I released one shop and started display Japanese food for one lane of shelf. For 1 day turnover, those days $30 or $40. My wife, myself, is no wage, no salary, working 18 hours every day, like save. And food we are eating, all the expired food. And gradually saving money, and 5-6 years later, I could import full container. We have 130 people working, and I have a branch office in Melbourne, Brisbane, and Perth, and a retail shop in Gold Coast, and Sydney and Melbourne. I think easy to become double turnover because I have good stuff. Also, I have advantage because I have a retail outlet. It's cash coming in every day. So cash flow is most important apart from stuff. Altogether, we have 4,000 to 5,000 different items. The advantage for food business is no recession. Even if economy is downturn, human being must eat to survive. Australian people is very kind and soft and warm. So I strongly recommend to Japanese people, if you migrate, I recommend Australia.
When Seijiro Furuyama came to Australia from Japan in 1961, and it would be 3 years before he could be reunited with his wife and son. By that time, he'd settled permanently here, renamed himself John, and taken his first steps towards establishing Jun Pacific, with his wife opening his Tokyo mart. His wife Taiko became his sole employee there. Now Jun Pacific, the wholesale arm of the business, employs a large multicultural staff. Based in New South Wales, it has plans for shops and warehouses in Adelaide and Darwin, and a projected income in excess of $50 million, a genuine success story. Please welcome him to the stage. And finally tonight, we have from a refugee camp in Germany to resorts in Queensland, Living Gems over 50s lifestyle resorts.
My name is Peter Polic and the name of my company is Living Gems Over 50s Resort. We build and operate over 50s resorts for retirees. We have 5 resorts and we provide the facilities for their enjoyment. So it's a really fully integrated resort. I came from Croatia. We were living in poverty. We could not afford things that we thought we should afford for the hard work that we did. But the oppressive communist regime denied us this, so I then went without papers to Germany, Austria, Germany. I went over the borders and I went to hills and mountains and rivers. I just wanted to come to Australia. If you ask me why, I can't tell you, but something was inner telling me that I should go to Australia, and I always followed my instinct. I couldn't speak any English when I got here, but when you're young and I was determined to succeed, I set the goal to myself that I need to work very hard, honest, hard, on time, punctual, and I said if I can't do that, then I may as well go back. I started mixing mud for bricklayers and plasterers in eastern suburbs in Sydney. During the lunch hour, I would buy beer to people to teach me plastering, and I kept joking, if one day when I become a plasterer, you blokes, you'll all come and work for me. And that became true, you know. I came to Gold Coast 1974, and then I got into bricklaying, labour hire, Gibro King, and then I bought a caravan park because I had all these tools to store. I had 25 mixers and scaffold and everything, so I bought it because of the attraction of the vacant land. And then the idea came to us that why don't we transform the caravan park into something better, like a true resort? And that's how the Living Gems was born. You got a 2 or 3 bedroom lovely home with a garage or carport. It's a gated community. You get a nice resort, and all that for a very affordable price. When the client comes in, they usually bring their families, they bring their daughters and sons, and they bring in and want to show where mum and dad want to buy a house. You need to satisfy not only the buyers, also their family. That is very important in a business like this. If we're going to stay in business, we need to innovate and we need to add to our business. We can't go backwards or we can't stay stagnant or same, otherwise business will not grow. Well, my greatest achievement is my family. My wife is Dravka, my 4 boys. Forget all the business. Business is nice if it comes, but family, you need to look after your family. I'm proud that I can say that I've given 4 sons to the Australian community where they contribute. Well, I'm grateful to the Australian people that they've taken me as a migrant with no language, no schooling, no trade. Working hard is sometimes not the key to everything. The key is having a fertile ground that the people will recognise your hard work, that you can keep the fruits of your labour. And that's what this country is all about.
It's a terrific attitude, isn't it? And what a great story. Peter grew up in a tiny village in the province of Herzegovina in Croatia, married his childhood sweetheart Zdravka, came to Australia in 1968 via that refugee camp, taught himself to be a plasterer despite almost losing an arm in a cane-crushing machine, and now builds those resorts for the over 50s. His company has built more than 1,150 homes in 5 different resorts, with a 6th underway, incorporating a further 300 homes. Lots of work for a lot of people. Please welcome him. Please put your hands together for all of our finalists in the medium to large business category. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the announcement for the winners in each of the categories. I'd like to welcome for the presentations to the winners, Senator the Honourable Kate Lundy, the Honourable Ken Wyatt, Mr Joseph Healy from the National Australia Bank, and Mr Joseph Asaf, the founder of the Ethnic Business Awards. Okay, the announcement of the award for excellence in Indigenous business endeavour will now be made by Australia's first Indigenous federal MP, the member for Hasluck, the man who last year inaugurated the award in this category. We're so pleased to have him here with us, the Honourable Ken Wyatt.
Thank you. I wish to acknowledge the Gadigal people on whose land we are meeting today and who are the traditional owners of this land. It is a privilege and an honour to be at the 2011 Ethnic Business Awards and present the award for Indigenous business. This award is the first of its type that I'm extremely passionate about. Aboriginal entrepreneurship should be fostered and encouraged as it is essential to the economic development in our communities. Whilst we cannot say that we are multicultural in terms of our society without Aboriginal culture being celebrated, it is important that we do. We must always look towards success being measured on merit, and similar to my life journey and ultimate entry into politics, these business leaders have created their own success, and I salute you all for being leaders in our community who've made it on their own or have put their hand up and done it without a handout. Without any further ado, the winner of the 2011 Ethnic Business Award in this category of Indigenous in Business is Complete Workwear Services Proprietary Limited.
Hang on, deep breath. Good evening. As a Tanarong woman, I pay my respects to the traditional custodians of the land. I'd like to congratulate all the other Indigenous and non-Indigenous finalists and thank Joseph Asaf for the inclusion of the Indigenous category in these awards. I would also like to thank the judges and acknowledge Joseph Elu for his tireless work in our community. Thank you also to the National Australia Bank, the media sponsors, and a special thank you to Maria from EBA for all her support and encouragement throughout this process. The last thank you is for my dad for having the courage to begin and grow Complete Workwear and instilling a great work ethic in all of his children. I'm excited to now be the one taking our family business to the new heights. Thank you.
Pleasure to call upon Senator the Honourable Kate Lundy to present the award in the small business category. Good luck to all the finalists tonight. We won't keep you in suspense.
And the winner in the small business category is Micropace Proprietary Limited.
I would like to thank, of course, firstly, Mr. Joseph Assad for his great vision in founding these Ethnic Business Awards. I would like to thank National Australia Bank as the founding partner. I am greatly honoured to be able to receive this award on behalf of myself, but more importantly on behalf of the 15 people from 8 different countries that make Micropace in Sydney's Inner West. I want to especially thank my COO of 7 years, who is herself an immigrant from Vietnam and whose skills have made much of our export possible. So the irony, however, is that, of course, I'm a product of a communist regime in Czechoslovakia, the very antithesis of this business award. As a young boy, at age 12, I was a good Red pioneer, and in fact we were trained to shoot guns to protect us from the very evil capitalists that sit in this room. Fortunately, we all knew this was wrong, and it was all lies, mainly because we were really keen to have your Coca-Cola and Levi jeans. But we were not able to challenge the government and the lies because we did not have the freedom that we enjoy here of free press and the freedom to criticize our government at that time. And eventually, in 40 years, the whole thing collapsed. So I am particularly proud to receive this award because I see this award as a timely reminder that free enterprise is the underpinning of our prosperity and of equal opportunity for Australians and for immigrants alike. Thank you very much.
All right, we come down now to the last award for the evening, the Medium to Large Business Award. This will, as always, be presented by the founding partner. So a few words first from Mr. Joseph Healy, Group Executive for Business Banking from the National Australia Bank.
Well, this is the climax of the evening, and I must admit I was absolutely thrilled with the quality of the finalists. It's a room of winners, and well done to everybody. But the winner of the medium to large business category is Living Gems.
Thank you very much. I'm very humbled by this. I didn't expect it, but anyway, I'm here. I may as well accept it. I am very grateful to my wife, my family, my wife Zdravka, my beautiful wife Zdravka that's been with me all the way. My 4 sons, my family. Family comes first to me, and then we made the business. And then I have a very loyal people that made my business possible. Like they say that a good general must have a good army. I have a good army in the office, administration office. I've got a good managers. I've got a huge and strong construction team. All this would have been in vain if I didn't come to the beautiful country, Australia, that they brought me from refugee camp from Germany. Since then, I've adopted my new country, Australia. I'm very proud. I'd like to see my father. I'd like him to see me from his graveyard, that what I have achieved. Thank you to the people in the West that helped us, and thank you to Australian people. I'd like to firstly thank the chairman and founder of Ethnic Business Award, Mrs. Joseph Asaf, and the National Australia Bank, founding partner, and I would like to thank everyone here tonight. Thank you.
Wow, what a great achievement. It's so hard to tell who's going to come through when all of these people, all of these companies in every category have achieved so much. It's been a truly multicultural evening, hasn't it? From the traditional welcome to country to entertainment from a Croatian, an Afro-Australian and a Greek-Australian. And marvellous and inspiring stories from so many countries, including Australia itself. Stories that I'm sure will have fulfilled all of the hopes Joseph Asaf had when he conceived the Ethnic Business Awards so many years ago. The hope that by recognising these achievements and honouring these people, we might inspire others to meet the challenges and embrace the opportunities that make Australia such a great place to do business. There's a phrase I remember from Joseph's speech last year. In an empty suitcase, there is room for dreams. Let's show our appreciation again for those new and Indigenous Australians who've made their own dreams come true. Finally, I'd like to thank our sponsors once again, without whom this would not be possible. The National Australia Bank, the team at the Ethnic Business Awards, the Department of Immigration and Citizenship, our new partner, BRW Magazine, the beautiful Four Seasons Hotel, Helen Knowlton, Astra Limousines, SBS, the Aurora Community Channel, Australia Network, NITV, Vision Asia, TVB Jade World, El Telegraph, Indian Link, the Sydney Korean Herald, the 1688 Chinese Newspaper Group, Singtao, Chudiong, Neos Cosmos and Black Pages. To you and to everyone watching from the gorgeous Grand Ballroom in Sydney's Four Seasons Hotel, thank you so much and good night.
Thanks for watching the Ethnic Business Awards. Please join us again next year